Welcome to everyone here. I am Tatsumori, and today, as you can probably see in the title of the stream, I am going to be editing on a story of mine that I have been working on for quite some time, Maplestory, the novel Guardians. Now, for those of you who have been following along the Maplestory, the novel story, this is the second book in the MSN series that I have been writing for quite a long time, aka book 2 kind of thing. So I'm going to be working on chapter 17 of that book. There is a lot of story before that happens, so if you are a bit lost, by all means, you can ask some questions to try and kind of like catch up or figure out where everything goes or how everything fits together in the whole thing. But before we do that, be sure and hit the little subscribe button down there. I believe it's white now. Hit the little subscribe button to become a coin in the vault so you don't miss any of the stuff that I post, of which there is Maplestory, the novel Sacred Tears, which is book 1, which I will actually be picking up at the end of, like, the middle to the end of this month. I will start production again, beginning with chapter 14. Currently, the 13 chapters are up and ready for your listening. And in the description of each of those videos, there is the written story if you wish to read ahead. If that isn't your style, you can also check out Sly Cooper Rise of Vexen, which is a Sly Cooper fanfiction I wrote a few years ago, with just wrapped up with chapter 6. And in the next week or so here, I am going to be not only doing the epilogue for the story, but next week at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be having a live stream here on my YouTube involving about some of the voice actors and actresses that played a part in that project. And if you have a question for them, be sure and leave a question in any of the videos, the Rise of Vexen videos, or you can check out the community post that I made about, and which also have some guidelines as to what kind of questions that would be you can ask. But during that live stream, I'll ask a few questions of my own, as well as maybe a few of your questions, and we'll talk about the project, what they liked, what they didn't like, and so forth and so on. But for now, we are going to be editing some more, like I said, on Guardians. As soon as I figure out what I'm doing, whoa, you didn't need to see that. Let's see. Stop it. So many buttons. Okay, so let's see. Give me a second here. All right. So, this is not the one that you... All right. So what we're going to do... Just give me a second here, guys. I'm a little scatterbrained at the moment. Okay, we're going to close that down. We're going to go like this. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. So, yeah, we're going to be editing on this here. And like I said, I kind of know what I'm doing, but, it's not exact. I'm a little scatterbrained at the moment because I had a few things I had to do before this, so yeah. But we are now here, doing the thing, being fancy. Alright, so now that I have that kind of out of the way, how is everybody? How are you doing? I hope that you are at least mildly entertained by what I am doing here. All right, so I believe... I need to get one last thing up and running here. This is not going as smoothly as I'd hoped. But for those of you that are here, thank you for coming, and I hope your weekend is going well. Welcome, Amihan. Thanks for coming. And, well, most of the time it usually does, except this time as just I, for some reason or another, did not have everything well organized. So, whatever the case may be, thank you for coming, and I hope you are at least mildly entertained. Okie dokie. So, I need to kind of refresh my memory as to what's going on here. Yes. This was a modification of the... Or not really a modification, but my version of the... What is it called? The Herbtown... Okay, cool. Anyways. I've just completely lost my train of thought. Anyways, this is I believe is the Herbtown. It's either Herbtown or Mulung, what you call it? Party Quest from Maplestory. This is just a different version of that same thing. So, and I believe this is like towards the tail end of the chapter now, like the last third of it or quarter of it so far. Yeah, thereabouts. So, let's see. I am using Grammarly to help me out because the subject of English in high school wasn't exactly my strongest suit. So it has helped me quite a bit already, but I still have a lot to learn. Okay. Flashing to the arms. Spear and doom. Okay. So I need to, let's see. Okay, so he does have Nathan's spear. Okay. A wall of arms. Why didn't the W take? Range. Milky. Oh, let's see. Milky liquid chunks of chunks of flesh following him. No, because it okay. I'll see about it. I'll check it out sometime. Oh, it's green blood. Okay, with green liquid. Let's see. Let's see. That's not exactly the word I'm looking for, but give me a second. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'll worry about this in a minute. I'm not exactly sure yet. But it's not that one. So I'm probably just going to get... Well, it's kind of like the scene is that there's like a ton of people standing on the shore of this, and from in the distance you can just hear people shouting and hollering and cheering for the victory of the thing. So I'm not exactly sure what word or if it just needs to describe it differently. Oh, wait. Okay. Thanks. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. What am I trying to say here? Let's just do this. Let's see. Okay, I see what's going on here. Okay, we'll do that. Nope, that's not. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay. Master Sweeting. Approach. Nope. Come on. Oh, come on. I can spell. I know I can. It's just my fingers are not wanting to cooperate. Partially because the keyboard is too far away from me, and the other is because I have a microphone in my face while I'm talking to you guys. So, yeah. All kinds of fun. Oops. What's going on here? Okay. Okay, that sounds a little better. No, I like that word better. Hello? Why, hello! Welcome, welcome. I hope you are at least going to be mildly entertained by what you check out here today. Okay. So, I hope your weekend is going well. All right, all right. Yeah, we'll see how this kind of goes. I'm kind of towards the end of the chapter here, so I might, depending on how quickly I get this done, I might actually break out a game or two. So we'll see. Maybe breaking into Maplestory for a little while. But yeah, we'll get this done first, and then we'll see what happens afterward. Dangerous again. Loud through the crowd. Okay. Hmm. Let's see. It's not really the word I'm looking for. Something similar, but let's see, what do we get? Okay. Come on. No, that's not what I want to do. There we go. Alright, noticed a lone figure appear in the fog. A strange blue-colored glow around him. Helen quickly drew a sacred arrow, making the rest turn around and raise their weapons. When the figure put up its hands. Oh, whoops. I'm here to thank you. Or a sailing uniform with a single medal hanging. Let's see, on the on his jacket's lapel. There we go. He was bald with only white hair on his head protruding from the sides, sporting a two-piece mustache that curled at the ends with a light scruff on his chin. I am Captain Norrington, and I want to thank you for releasing me from that prison. Helen eased her stance, walking to the end of the dock, but still keeping an eye on his... Still watching him closely. Tillis, why is it that you've terrorized this peaceful village for so long? She asked sternly. Norrington sighed and hung his head, nodding to her. Nodding. Let's just get rid of that. For many, many years. I helped Osiria by delivering supplies to the Victoria province. During one of my sailing journeys, a note was sent to me from a man by the name of Sekron. No, I don't want to. That's... Okay. Okay, during one of my sailing journeys... Come on. Okay, so it's glitched. Alrighty. Let's get rid of that. No, he didn't find them, he learned them. Leverage his crew taken my wife Clarice as a hostage. Okay, I see. Hostage. So, quick question for you guys. Being that this guy is, well, let me see if I can. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can find a picture of him. Is it Herb Town? No, it wasn't Herb Town. It was Ghost Ship. Boss. Ah, here we go. Okay, so I believe this should be okay. But this is what the guy looks like. This is Captain. I mean, this is his pre-rescued form. So this is the character of Captain Norrington that I'm doing. But based on that appearance, what do you guys think he would sound like? Would he have an accent of some kind? Would he be kind of gruff? What comes to mind when you guys think of this? And on that note, I will be right back because I have something to take care of on my side. So keep that in mind, and I'll be right back. All right, I have returned. So, let's see. Should be it. Yes. Okay. So, any ideas of what you think this guy would sound like as far as accent or even other renditions of, I guess you could say, pirates that you have heard of? All right. How about like any kind of accent, or just with like a really low gravelly voice, or like the typical piratey voice, I guess you could say. Or maybe even like oh, I think it was Anthony Hopkins who played. Was it Anthony Hopkins who played in one of the? I think it was Pirates 3. I think it was playing Blackbeard. Kind of a little bit more on the, for lack of better terms, intelligent side. All right. So I know I can't exactly do a really low gravelly voice, but something like we're kind of down here a little. We're being a sailor of kinds, sailing the seven seas and making sure everyone follows our orders. My voice isn't exactly warm, but something like that. Okay, so I am going to have to reload this just to make sure, because sometimes the my Grammarly kind of glitches out sometimes, because especially since I'm using it on Google Docs, it tends to glitch out sometimes. And some of the suggestions just get stuck and they won't go away, and then it won't help me out. Send me a note. Let's see. Send me a note. Hmm. No, that was just amazing spelling, didn't you think? Secretly renting ships as on my own as I would turn to port. That's the word I'm looking for. On the voyage, that would be my last. I agreed to meet up with Sekron for the final delivery. Supplies, which would give on the voyage. And he would return my wife. But on that fateful day, one of the dock hands found a list of supplies I was to deliver to Sekron and played with my compass. Let's see. There was a thick fog that day, and I could only trust my compass to guide me out to sea. When we found ourselves nearing Mulong Harbor, it was then we learned what happened and dropped anchor to wait for the fog. Dropped anchor, waiting for the fog to lift. Set our compass right and leave the port. Happened and dropped anchor, waiting for the fog to lift. Set our compass right and leave the port. Fate was against us that night as a storm blew in and tossed us right into the unseen rocks of the bay. I was pinned. No. A mass of timbers pinned me near the rising waters. So with my dying breath, I swore I would find the one who had done this to us and end them myself. I swear that I would find the one who had done. Find the meddler. Meddlert. And end them myself, binding everyone's life to the ship until I fulfilled that declaration. I can get rid of this because it's kind of useless. We stayed in that bay to gather those. Oh, okay, I see. No. Okay, I can get rid of this. I can get rid of this. But that oath was of a greedy and self-centered pirate. The person who I had become and not... The person I had become and not of myself. I never did find out who distorted my compass. Let's see. With a smile on his face, he nodded to them. Captain Huang stepped further behind Athena. No. I can get rid of this. Again, I want to thank you for freeing me from the man I was and the curse I placed upon myself. Thanks to you, I am reunited with my beloved Clarice. Captain held out his arm as a woman's figure appeared beside him and kissed his cheek. With away from both of them, the two ghosts floated up and into the air. Two ghosts... slowly faded from view as the fog in the bay cleared, revealing the sparkling waters below. All right, so oops. Okay. All right. Scene shift. Now, this next set of scenes, I was actually inspired. Like, part of this is actually me trying to drum up some drama. Oh, great. Every story needs some drama. This particular one, though, I'm going to have to kind of work with it a little bit, because the next book, which is called A New Dawn, or maybe just New Dawn from here out, when I originally made the trailer for that a long time ago, I mean, this is back when I think Cam Studio was like a really big thing. And there was another website that you could usually use for Maplestory sprites and making different animations and stuff, called Band Story. What I would do is I was able to figure out how to use Cam Studio to make essentially what boiled down to stop motion animations. And I would take a character, move them a little bit across the screen, take a frame, move them across the screen a little bit, change the pose, do a bunch of stuff. And I thought the trailers came out pretty good. And this was back in, I probably want to say late 2015, 2016, thereabouts. Oh boy, that's a long time ago now. But I originally made the mistake of, I'd had planned in the story to have the characters of Jenny and Olsen become a couple, and then have Jack and Helen become a couple. However, due to an oversight of mine that I don't know how it happened, I ended up having Olsen and Helen. It was like a quick little blurb, but they had a romantic scene. So now I had one of two options I could do. I could go back and I could try and reanimate the trailer, which was already a big pain in the butt as it was, to try and correct it, or I could forge ahead and switch the relationships up by having Olsen and Helen get together and have Jack and Jenny get together. Obviously, I chose the latter. So, as I'm going through this again, there was, like, in New Dawn, like halfway through that story or that book, I broke up Jenny, Jack, Helen, and Olsen. Just broke them all up, and then like remixed all the relationships. And it kind of, like, in the end, I wasn't really exactly happy with it, but I was trying to wrap up the story, so it just kind of went from there. Now I'm trying to get the relationships in a spot to where all of New Dawn, I can have the new relationships coming in, and the old relationships kind of breaking down towards the end of Guardians. So this right here will kind of be the scene that starts that. Also, the next set of scenes, I was heavily inspired by a sequence that happened from the anime Escaflowne. And I believe, let me check. I can't remember what episode it is. Let me see. Let me look at my boxes here. I want to say it's like in the last quarter of the anime where that happens. I can't remember what episode it is. But the main villain of that anime uses a kind of a weird, like, alteration of people's fates from a distance or something like that. It's kind of a weird thing. It's hard to explain without going into too much detail. But that's kind of what inspired me here. So we shall see if I can kind of make it work better. Also, I am getting extremely thirsty. So I will be right back here in a second. Alrighty, I am back. I have got my sippy drink, and now let's continue. Dragon Noir. No, I don't want to alternate. That's the dude's name, Dragon Noir. No! Finish the last. Dragon Noir. Let's see. Wrote out the last letters of the giant arcane circle covering the floor. One of 6. The last of 6 covering the walls, floor, and ceiling. Of the small house. In the Leafray Mountains. Tiny house in the Leafray Mountains. Okay, cool. Seems complicated. She watched her idol in awe. Draw the circles. These will allow me to influence any person or any amount, any person in Syria. He answered as he slipped the chalk into his sleeve. Okay. Curiously. First, I need to find something in one of the people to latch onto. A small doubt, or even a question on their own, or even a question. No, come on. A small doubt, or even a question of purpose will do. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. Very closely. How? All this time. You've been making those weird circle thingies all this time. Maya protested until Dragon Noir smiled and shook his fingers. I have my ways. Once that is done, the other person is easy. Which is where you will come in. After the drilling about his... After the... let's see. Multitude of questions about his expedition on the pirate ship. Matthew walked into the woods. And began cleaning the blade of his doom. Okay, so I'm going to have to reload this again because I believe it is glitched out. Okay, and down we go. All the way to the bottom. There we go. Alright, none. Okay, we're here. Open this up. Do-do-do! Okay, so yeah. Alright. Okay. Okay. Here and there, admiring some trinket as her mind drifted back to when she did the same thing with Dunas from time to time. Oh, how she missed him. Then her mind played back the instant she held Matthew, and how, for a brief moment, he smelled so similar to the way Dunas did before his injuries. Required so many prosthetics. It's kind of clunky. Let's try this. She held Dunas before his injuries required so many prosthetics. A small headache rolled through her head, but it soon disappeared. That was strange, she thought. Put the trinket back as she walked toward the edge of the village. Good, the spell has taken root. Now stay there. Dragon Noir instructed as he walked to the other side of the ring, and then pulled a cloak from his body, revealing a handsome young man with chocolate hair and halogen violet eyes. I'm thirsty. All right. So, Maya almost wanted to run at him and smother. But she fought it off and stayed where she was. Hold out your hand. Step each of my steps toward you. Focus everything, all that you feel toward me. I'll get rid of that. Okay, I'll get rid of that. as the circles begin to glow with dark red light. The two of them took their first steps. Pressure built between them, then slowly faded into nothing. Aufheben. I'm not exactly sure how to say that. It's like aufheben, aufheben. I've been saying aufheben, but it's probably wrong. But if any of you out there know of a better pronunciation for it, I am more than willing to accept what it is that's being, or how it's being pronounced. Because it kind of has a German-like pronunciation, I guess. But I don't know. But for for lack of better words, Aufheben is a character that from the game, let me put it this way, I want to separate it right now. I'm talking about the game Maplestory right now. Aufheben is from a storyline in Maplestory where machines have run amok. And I mean, there is more to the story. I can't remember exactly what it is right now because the version we got here in the US, the global Maplestory version of the area where this is, which is called Neo Tokyo. It's either Neo Tokyo. Yeah, I believe it's Neo Tokyo. Anyways, the story that we got was very, very simplified and very dumbed down. There was not a lot to it. It was just go to the future and prevent bad thing from happening. That was pretty much all it was. And defeat bosses along the way. If I remember correctly, the official story in the Korean version, which is like the father version, it was kind of like a Terminator situation where they're trying to prevent machines from going out of control and taking over the world. I have to refresh my memory exactly what the storyline was because, again, the versions we got here for the global Maplestory and the Korean Maplestory are two very different things. As of right now, the that section of the world in Maplestory is not available to go and visit anymore. If you were to bring up a world map, you can actually see the spot where you're supposed to go check it out, but it's like X'd out with it's like grayed out with a couple chains across it. And it's like, this place is on this force is preventing you from applying this place or something like that. It's kind of sad. It was a really cool place to go check out, but that's beside the point. That's the original part of the game. The version that I am doing is Aufheben is still from a future version of the story, so to speak. However, her sister was sent back in time of the same storyline, essentially, sent back in time, and then she was lied to that Aufheben was the one who sent her back in time to get rid of her, so that way she didn't have a contender for the throne of Osiria at that time. Her twin sister, Oberon, of course believed the lie, came under the influence of the Black Mage, who is like the big bad of the whole game and story. She then went back forward in time, and for revenge, sent Alfhiben back in time again, with no way of getting to her future present, so to speak. So Alfhiben is currently stuck in the past with no way of getting back to her home. There is a lot more to the story. I'll have to try to refresh my memory exactly what I put down, because it's been a while since I actually checked that out. But I believe, if you give me a second, let me check what chapter it is. Okay, so if you do want to actually kind of read on how she actually got to this time in the particular story, you can, I'm going to put it here in the chat. You can check out this link right here, which will lead you to the chapter of the story Guardians that led to Alfhiben getting to this point in the story, why she's even here in the past. So let's continue on. Or what seemed like an hour. Wandered for a while. Picking flowers and sewing them together with blades of grass. Wandered out of the village and through hills. Through the hills, picking flowers and sewing them together with blades of grass. Without her realizing, she found herself just a few feet away from where Matthew was sharpening the doom and honing. Sharpening the doom. Sharpening the doom. And honing the katana. It glitched again. I'm going to have to reload really quick. So we'll give it some color here. Not the color I was aiming for, but I'll take it because I just need to know where I'm coming back to. Alright, so then we're going to go like this. Alright, cool. Okay. Matthew was sharpening the doom and honing the katana. When steps, heard her steps, Matthew grinned. He called, looking up from the sword and wiping his brow. Oh no. I need to get back to Elnath and help poor Alcester, poor old Alcester out. I've been protested, holding up her. Protested. Let's just get this out of there. Simultaneously, Dragonar and Maya took another step. The same pressure rising and fading away. Oh. I see. Well, that's too bad. That would just be a way to thank you for helping us out on the ship. At least for keeping the others safe. At least for keeping the others safe for us. Okay. All right. Left nervously, walking closer to Matthew. Watching him as he moved along the polished edge of the dune with each stroke, strangely mesmerized by his movements. She asked from nowhere, covering her mouth. Matthew stopped in mid-stroke and looked back at her. Where did that come from? You're already a master swordsman, aren't you? Let's see. That's pretty right. I don't know where that came from. She stammered. Quickly. Still. She had this strange feeling in her chest welling up. It was because he and Dunas' sense were so similar. With another step, Dragonar and Maya's hands met, the pressure becoming twice as strong as before. Twice as strong before dying away. The next step, the pressure seemed to reverse itself. Pressure seemed to reverse with the next step, almost pushing them together. Alfie tried to fight her feelings, but no matter what she thought, it was as if she were overtaken. She were infatuated with Matthew. It had been so long since seeing Dunas. Felt his arms around her or looked into those eyes. He looked into his eyes. Fascinated with Matthew. There we go. Okay, that sounds a little better. Matthew looked up from his work, taking a second look as the light that reflecting from his sword shone up onto Alfben's face, making him feel entranced. Oh, yes. He quickly tried to dismiss the thought. Turning to the whetstone in his hand. So badly. So badly. So... I'll keep that. She walked up behind Matthew and put her arms around his chest, holding onto him tightly. Alphaben, what are you doing? It's from the deepest part of his mind. Somewhere in the deepest part of his mind, he liked the feel of Alphaben hugging him, the swell of her bust pressing against his back, her head on his shoulder, and her hair tickling his cheek. Taking less time than Dragonor had predicted, but he found himself putting his arm around Maya's lower waist, around the small of Maya's back. And pulling her closer too. Pulling her closer. Slowly leaning down to her. Maya slowly stood up on the toes to meet Dragonor's lips, closing her eyes. With bated breath. Turning to face her. And hold her shoulders. Why he felt the way he did, he had no idea. No. As if without thinking. Greeting! Welcome to the stream. I hope that you are at least mildly entertained as I continue to kind of wrap up towards the tail end of the chapter here. I am working, as the title says, I am working on the chapter 17 of Guardians, which is the second book. So I hope you're at least mildly entertained and at least curious as to what's going on. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I don't really have a way of seeing who has come in or whatnot. Well, I do, but I don't have a way to pinpoint it. So in either case, welcome. Okay, I need to reload this again because it's glitched out. Okay. There we go. I guess Maya. And deactivate. Pulling away and deactivating the spell, but leaving Maya in the middle, entranced by the flood of emotions that swirled in her head. Okay, so we're going to leave. She began spinning in the room like a giddy schoolgirl. Dragonhorse stood outside and watched in entertained bewilderment as Moya. Now I'm starting to sound like a New York over here. Moya. As Maya spun and danced inside. His throat. Put his cloak back on. Not Thorat. Ooh, that sounds like a cool villain name, Thorat. I mean, now I'm just imagining a rat dressed up like Thor. Have a little tiny toy ball peen hammer and call it Toy Near. And then have like a really teeny tiny voice, you know. It's like in Endgame, you see this little rat with a little tiny hammer. Avengers, assemble! I can't do it right now because my voice is like not having it right now. Came wisps of smoke. Now all that was left was to watch the poison he had introduced. Into the friendships intermix and slowly pull the guardians apart. How many pages have I got left? One more. Okay, cool. Alpha been slowly pulled away from Matthew, letting a ragged, satisfied breath escape her lips. She looked him deep in the eyes when she felt someone's gaze. Oh, Thorat. Yeah, it's Splinter's long lost little cousin. Runs around with like a little tiny toy sledgehammer. Or either that or just like, the mutant, like a giant mutant rat with a sledgehammer. Thorat. Okay. Speed. There we go. That's what I... No, that's not what I wanted to say. There we go. Okay. Let's reverse these. Pardon? In Ali, I am not sure what you're referring to. Welcome to the chat, by the way. okay, I see. I can get rid of this. Oh, no. This is actually a fanfiction of Maplestory. So, I mean, yes, it is a fanfiction, but it's of neither one of those. What do we got here? Oh, okay. What's going on here? There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. Oh, I gotta reload again because it glitched out. Oh, hey, I got it right that time. Just all the way down right where I needed it to be. Okay, let's open this back up. Okay. All right. Oh, I see what's going on there. Okay. Okay. Thurp, thurp, thurp. Okay, so this last part I'm going to work on my own because I basically have to rewrite it from scratch. But that was pretty cool. So everyone who came, thank you for coming. I hope you were at least mildly entertained as I kind of rode along and did some stuff. I know I was quiet a lot of the time, but for the suggestions that I got, thank you everyone who came. And I believe it was Black Dragon who became the newest coin in the vault. Thank you so very much. Welcome to the vault. I hope you're at least mildly entertained by what you have and what you see from here on out. Next week is going to be a little bit of a different live stream, as I will be talking with some of the voice actors and actresses from Sly Cooper: Rise of Vexen. This is a fanfiction I wrote a few years ago for the Sly Cooper fandom, which picks up 3 years after the events of Thieves in Time, and it is my interpretation of what might happen after those events, continuing on. It is geared as an audiobook. The videos that are on my channel here on YouTube, they are geared as an audiobook. However, there are some pictures on the screen that you can watch that depict which characters are in any given scene, and the background changes depending on which character is talking at any one given moment. However, there's not a lot there to watch, so you might be a little bored in actually watching it. I guess you can more so call it a... well, I guess you can't really call it that, so never mind. It is fully voice acted. It has background music. It has sound effects and all that cool stuff. If you do end up watching it and liking it, please be sure and give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share it around so that we can overthrow our algorithm overlords. If you looking for something a little different that's along the same lines as Maplestory the novel here, be sure and check out the first book, Maplestory the novel, Sacred Tears. Here on YouTube, the first 13 chapters are available for you to listen to. This is also a fanfiction, an alternate universe look at the story of the MMORPG Maplestory. However, like I said, it is an alternate universe version of that story, so many of the things that you read here have differed quite a lot from the original story in some cases. So do keep that in mind. It is geared as an audiobook, though it is more so geared as an audiobook / audio graphic novel type deal. There is a lot more to watch than A Rise of Vexen. So it is fully voice acted. It does have sound effects, and it does have all kinds of cool little animations and stuff in there. So be sure to check that out. Again, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and share it around so that we can defeat the algorithm overlords here on YouTube. Beyond that... Oh, right. I was going to expand a little bit more on what's happening next week. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a live stream with some of the voice actors and actresses from Rise of Vexen, and we'll just be discussing the project in total. I'll be asking a few questions to the crew, a few of my own, and if you guys have any questions, be sure and comment them on any of the videos, or check out the community page on my channel. And look for the post that has the guidelines in there of what kind of questions what not to ask and what I would like you to try and stay within. You can leave a question there, and I will try to get to it during that live stream. But yeah, we'll just kind of be talking about the project and what the voice actors liked and didn't like, and what are the characters they did like in different chapters, and all kinds of cool stuff. So, be sure and check that out. That is happening next week. Next week, Sunday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, you can use that to check out between your time zones and stuff like that. But yeah, I hope to see you there. Other than that, I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing on the next live stream after that. But we shall see. So until next time, my friends,